It's Saturday, the 11th of May, 2024, and this is not the range. I know you guys appreciate the kind of behind-the-scenes range reports of what's going on and what we're working on. Today was supposed to be a great range day. Sunny skies, high in the 80s, which is a little warm, but I was at the range at 8 a.m. this morning after getting up around 5 to make sure everything was ready. And even Tia was going to make it out for this one. As I got there were a group of guys, more guys than I normally see at any given range day, and I thought that was kind of weird because I checked the calendar and I hadn't seen anything on there. And I get everything set up, and then a gentleman approached me and said, "Hey, today is range cleanup day, the range is closed." And that was pretty crushing because I was excited. Tia was on her way, had the stuff set up, and then on top of that, making me feel a little bit like a jerk because range cleanup is something that I should probably participate in. I use that range, I'm a member there. But being there geared and dressed for hot weather range is not the same as being geared and dressed for tackling blackberries and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, unable to help, had to take off. Why am I making this video? Well, because I thought you should still know what's going on and what we're working on. I think that's what you guys like about this stuff. It's not quite patron level what's going on, because of course patrons are already seeing videos for most of this stuff, but it does give you a chance to know what's coming soon over on the main channel. There were 2 new guns and a kind of new setup, and 2, well, they still haven't been out on the main channel, 2 other guns that I was going to have Tia shoot. Starting off with the new guns, thanks to our patrons, we got the Ross Martin RM1C. This is, well, I reached out to Ross Martin as soon as I learned about it because it was exciting. New Texas company, never heard of them before. And although there was kind of reviewish stuff on the guns, not a whole lot of info. And Ross Martin replied with, which usually means a couple of things, or can mean a couple of things. One, they're just too busy or they don't have someone monitoring their contact forms kind of thing. 2, they don't respect you guys, the audience, and they don't think that you're worth it. Or 3, they say, "Oh crap, it's that Graham Bates guy. He dives a little deep. Maybe let's not help him discover things." As far as which of those applies most accurately to the RM1C, you guys will see in the tabletop, and patrons, you guys already know. Thank you though for the suggestion, and thank you for allowing me to purchase this. Otherwise we wouldn't know. Still haven't shot it, was supposed to shoot it today, so that'll be in a future one. Another one came from a reader over at gbgunsdepot.com, company I'd never heard of, gun I'd never heard of, the Ranger Arms RA9. And at first glance, I was like, okay, it's another cheap Turkish gun. It's like a number of a bunch of other guns that I've already reviewed. How could it be any different? But the price was one that I could hardly ignore, and I just kind of had a feeling. And so I bought it, and I'm certainly glad that I did. As you guys will see in the tabletop video that's already filmed, patrons, you guys should already have it. This gun is different and looks to be really promising. Haven't shot it yet, so can't give it my full blessing, but just from what I learned in the tabletop and in handling this thing a bit, this is really promising. So I'm really looking forward to that Ranger RA9, and thank you to the reader for pointing it out. Generally, suggestions and everything come from the patrons because they fund most of it. This one came from the website, but it piqued my interest, and yeah, just holding it, I'm excited. I'm bummed I couldn't shoot today. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so probably not going to be at the range because, you know, it's Mother's Day. The follow-up bits, well, one other that's kind of new, I've talked about it in previous ones, but still haven't gotten to it, is another evolution of 365. This is, of course, a 365 XL setup, but this is the Icarus Precision grip module in polymer, which means it's a lot less expensive. So it serves as kind of a chance to feel the Icarus Precision stuff, which we've covered many times thanks to Icarus Precision being local to us and us being able to get our hands on the stuff, because it is quite expensive. but a polymer version, much more affordable, also carried in retail locations. So just wanted to shoot it and get a feel for how it does in polymer, and compare it to a basic 365. This is an early SAS model with the ported barrel that they quickly discontinued, and these cool sight setup. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. Yeah, you can get a flash of it. Really interesting, cool sight setup on the SAS. But the fact is, if you have this, you can turn it into this without getting another gun. That's part of the fun of the 365. And the other two bits that Tia has kind of shot but not really shot were the Mark 23 Gram Powers, Q100 and K100. We, as you may have seen, shot some pre-production early models over in Slovakia when we visited last year. But those were not mainline guns yet. We were shooting in a converted Fallout bunker while jet lagged. I was a little hungover. We were shooting NATO ammo. Of course, it's an indoors thing, so the shooting experience was totally different from how we normally review guns and shoot guns, and so not a fair way to give a general assessment. Now that these are on the US market, having them on the home range and being able to shoot them side by side with Mark 12s, being able to shoot them with US ammo, all of that really changes the feel of things. And as I'm sure Depot readers have seen, I've been really impressed. One of these guns really changed my mind about things. So I was looking forward to getting Tia's take on that. That was what was going to be filmed today. Still, the next range trip is probably going to involve these guys. There's also some exciting new for 2024 pieces coming that, with any luck, I should be able to pick up next week or the week thereafter. Other than that, I would love to say time to get shooting so I can go film the stuff, but that's not happening today. Probably not going to happen tomorrow. That's just the way it is. It's just, it's crazy looking outside. You know, Oregon tends to be damp. And so having good filming and shooting weather is tough to have. Today's actually a little bit on the bright side, but at least it's sunny and dry. And being there early enough, like I said, I was there at 8 a.m., would give me a chance to run through things before it's hot. You guys may not think that 86 degrees is hot, depending on where you're from, but let me tell you, 86 degrees today, 53 degrees like Tuesday. We jumped 30 degrees just yesterday. It just, like, Oregon was doing its whole week kind of spring, but that's it, and then wham, jumped up to really hot weather, comparatively, because nothing's adjusted. So all the plants, of course, are gonna like freak out. It's not gonna be a good time in the yard. That's it. That's all I had today. Hopefully I'll have this video out quickly so at least you guys can get a peek at what's coming. If you have questions about any of this stuff, as always, let me know. The Mark 23s are already out on the Depot, and the Rost Martin and the Ranger will, of course, be on the Depot before they're on the main channel as well. Thanks for watching.